everyone, my name is Mitz. Here we are back at Higurashi When They Cry. So, the Demon Club friend group has now officially decided to literally report everything that's happening with Sadako and her uncle to the teachers. And now, unfortunately, Keiichi still has to do a wait-and-see approach just to see how they react. And just, either way, whether the child consultation center actually does something, or like again they're not going to find anything because their uncle is going to be crafty as hell. They actually already characterized that with trying to, like, he managed to get collection monies implied from the other tips. So I don't think this is going to end well. Even if it does end good, it's not going to end well in the long run no matter what. And I have a sneaking suspicion that at least it comes to reason just from how Keiichi's acting, that he's probably going to be lurking around just to see what the Child Consultation Center is going to do the very same day, looking around maybe Sadako's uncle's house, just to make sure that she's alright then. The die of fate had been cast. Reporting to a public agency, which we kept being warned could instead result in something far worse for Sadako if we didn't have the evidence first. And just like that. Had I failed? Had I let my emotions get the better of me in that moment? Maybe I should have stayed silent and left everything to Mion, since she had been relatively calm. It honestly depends on how the teacher words it, based on how much you pressured or not. It only just depends on that. I remember the punishment game where we had to badmouth Curry, and how me saying anything would have made it worse, and Psycho told us to leave the talking to her. Ah, yes, the parallels. Oh god, I love when stories do that. Maybe it was the same thing here. I was impulsive, so maybe I should have just shut up and looked at the floor then. But it was too late to lament it. Well, last time you let someone else take care of it, and now you feel responsible for not being actually a part of it, so you want to take responsibility as well. The die I had thrown wouldn't be coming back into my hands. All we could do was pray for something good to happen. That's okay. Keiichi-kun, you did everything you could. So, leave it to the teachers for now. Okay? Everything I could? If I really gave it everything I had, if I had really struggled, I would have dragged Sadako out of her home last night and hidden her in some abandoned house. Oh. Okay, so your friends were not off the mark that you actually would kidnap her. I didn't, so that means I didn't do everything I could. Stop thinking about it, alright? You're being a little too persistent, Keiichi-kun. This rate you'll collapse. Just leave me alone. I left her with those words and stared lazily up at the ceiling. I wondered if I really got Chi-sensei to understand. Would the public agency intervene and solve everything within the day? I mean, to be honest, thinking about it, if Sadako, like, the first time around, like, reported this the exact same way, showing, like, saying how dire the situation was, and they still had a wait-and-see approach, oh god, that actually is not gonna, it's not gonna be the same exact situation, then would it be? It would just be the same exact thing. Just another cycle. Would they acknowledge the abuse and guarantee her safety? At her lunch break, afternoon classes were mostly self-study. The teacher came back to the classroom occasionally, but then the phone in the lounge would ring, and she'd have a long conversation with the caller. Everyone in class got the feeling they knew what those phone calls were about. It's not hard to guess. Sensei came trotting back from the classroom once again. I'm really sorry all for the phone calls recently. Let's call it a day then. President, please lead the class. Everybody stand up. I'm just ending it early. It looked to me like Sensei had been wearing a dark expression ever since at her lunch break. It wasn't a very relieving expression. It wouldn't be. Even if Sensei 100% understood the situation and passionately explained it to the other person, at the end, the Child Consultation Center, as a public agency, would be the ones to decide whether to get her to safety. Sensei understood that as well as us. That's why she looked so unreliable right now. Putting out energy into that phone call, hopefully. Kei-chan, let's go home. I don't think anyone feels like having the club today. Yeah. Mii-chan, it's no fun if someone's not here. Reina was right. There's no fun for us if someone was missing. The teacher's expression showed more promise, then maybe we could have gone home more comfortably. But I couldn't let myself feel relieved. I couldn't be naive and tell myself all I could do was pray, now that the die has been cast. Just in case. They didn't get her safety and decide to wait and see again. Oh, you're actually going to go there, okay. I need to take further measures. We've asked the people who could do something official already. Then, there was one more place that was worth asking for help. She might laugh it off. She? Or might be right, and I could be endangering my own life. But I'd try. Oh, Mion, is it okay if I stop by your place today? You've got a lot of manga, right? I want to borrow a bunch of them. Huh? Sure, I guess. Did you forget the... There was an ominous meaning behind my words, so Mion realized what I really meant right away. Just like, oh, you really want to try some of my manga? Oh, you're talking about that. Oh, yeah, of course. Really excited all of a sudden. I want to talk about something alone. That's what I meant. Mii-chan, Keiichi-kun, let's go home. Reina already had her shoes on, was waving to us from the schoolyard. Where's Rika? Well, I mean, she was in the class, but where's she mentioned? Okay. Mion's house was gigantic in every way imaginable. Wow, the first time I ever seen this place, and nowhere else. The house itself was a vaguely old-fashioned traditional Japanese house, but the yard, I guess, or their plot of land was enormous. It easily convinced me that they really were major landowners, with Hinamizawa under their thumb. Mion brought me through the guest room, and the servant brought us some tea. Oh, there's actually people here besides you and your grandma. Okay. Wow. You really are rich, huh? What is that green thing in the left right there on top of that wood slab? What is that? I'm curious. You even got housekeepers? Grandma are the only ones who live here. I wouldn't be able to do everything myself. The servant left, telling us it was 5 o'clock, then withdrew with soft footsteps. Okay. We have people come in to take care of Grandma and clean 2 or 3 times a week. They come in rotations of 3 or 4, so there's someone here almost every day. Well, just a simple visit and then nothing else. There's no one here when we talked to you that one time. What one time? Oh, nothing. You won't remember it. Same as me. What was I talking about again? Only until evening now. Oh, only until evening. Okay. Oh, and if we were having a party or something where we need more help, we'll call up different people. If you had the money to hire all these people, then just take Sadako in. I glared at her as I thought that, and Mion seemed to catch on immediately. Oh, sorry. It's fine. I know it's not a money problem. Just to be clear, my family may be rich, but it's not money that I can use freely for myself, okay? I don't want you to misunderstand that. It kind of looked like I was bullying her. Mion had been apologizing to me a lot lately. Was Mion the sort of person who would do that this much? Maybe just that I've been looking so grim lately. So, what's up? The ceiling. You had something to talk about, right? Manga. Have you catch that One Piece manga recently? I have something pretty serious to discuss, Mion. This will be sudden, and you might be surprised, but I want you to hear me out. Huh? What? Oh, I'll give you a way out first. Even if I say it's true, you don't need to admit it. You're allowed to play dumb, but I want you to listen to the end. Okay, that's a way to put that out. Okay. I have something to say to the next leader of what's still the most important of the 3 families of Onigafuchi Village, Mion Sonozaki. At first, Mion looked like she had no idea what I was saying, but hearing the whole sentence and putting it together, she reacted. Where did you hear that? doesn't really matter. From other distant timelines and such like that, it's still funny just to me. I know it's just mostly just we just like go through each and single like installment one after another with the knowledge of the last ones, and it compounds. Even though it's exactly the same amount of time for each one, it's still funny to me. We just suddenly just gain knowledge out of nowhere. Again, Keiichi's the most busiest preteen of this whole entire universe. Knows so much. I definitely couldn't tell her who told me. Because they would have found me crazy. Takano-san, you told me not to, but please forgive me. Oh, you got it from her. Oh, yeah, we never actually learned what... We never actually learned... Like, we never actually heard where what she told Keiichi. And she did, like, her notes in the tip section in the last chapter did insinuate that she know that like, the Sonozaki family might have a hand in it, which I guess she technically was, right? Like, indirectly or directly enough. Depends. This is why I asked you about, after all. I was surprised just that you heard of Onikafuchi Village, Kei-chan, but you seem to know a lot of other things, both true and false, about me too. Yeah, true and false, and semi in between. I really might have just had the wrong impression here, but I'm okay with that. So listen up, please. And if this is really true... I don't know what you're getting at, Kei-chan, but let me say this beforehand, putting the conditions up right now, sign the contract, the dotted line. You've got a big misunderstanding, so if it were possible, I wouldn't want to hear what you're about to say. Because even if you said it, I can't do anything to help you. Still, if talking about it will lighten your burden even a little, I'll listen. I'm only just gonna listen. Nothing more will happen. Are you okay with that? Yeah. Mion seemed to know what kind of thing I'd be talking about. She warned me that doing so would be fruitless. That much was obvious. If what I was going to say was true, then the Sonozaki family would be the masterminds of the string of freak deaths that have been occurring every year in Hinamizawa. Okay, we're literally just going through this just slowly one after another then. Why didn't Takano bring this up like the first time she talked to Keiichi? Just plot exposition. It's still funny to me, I know. You know that stuff about Oyashiro-sama's curse, right? Are you literally trying to blackmail her? What is the point of talking about this in conjunction with Sadako's situation right now? Mion nodded a little. No one knows what it is or why it happens. Even if each incident is solved, the string of deaths and accidents as a whole is still a mystery. But there's one thing connecting them all, and that's how the targets are always enemies of the village. Seems like it. As you smile. Mion spoke as if it didn't relate to her. That was fine. She didn't have to admit it. For now, I just want her to stay quiet and listen to me. The day after tomorrow... Okay, it hit me like a truck. Oh god. The day after tomorrow, it's on to Nagashi, isn't it? Has the sacrifice for this year's curse been decided already? Mion didn't answer. Her expression remained the same, too. Like she said, she was just quietly listening. Sorry. The promise was that you just listen. So it's weird for me to ask that question, huh? Mion gave me a look she'd never given me before. A faraway look. A sympathetic one. She didn't nod. She just smiled faintly and listened to me. If this year's curse isn't going to be on Sadako's uncle, then please change it to him. Just write his name down and put in a little suggestion box for the assassins who are just planning to kill someone and make it look like an accident. I mean, last year it was her aunt, right? It's in the right order, so it wouldn't be weird. You're right. It sounds like there is an order. I mean, after her aunt died to the curse last year, he banned Sadako and fled into town for a whole year. Why wouldn't a guy like that definitely be next on Oyashiro-sama's list? There shouldn't be any issue with choosing him for this year then, right? I see. If he were to die from the curse this year, no one's seen anything unusual about it. I heard that Oyashiro-sama's curse is Well, supposed to be by human intervention, not divine intervention. No matter how I looked at it, I wasn't sure whether or not I should continue. No matter how I tried, the words wouldn't come out. The string of freak deaths in Hinamizawa, also called Oyashiro-sama's curse, you're saying they're incidents perpetrated by the village, carried out by the three families at the Sonozaki's instructions. Is that it? No, I wasn't. I don't care one bit whether or not you have anything to do with it. Like, even if you did, like, I'm asking you for a favor, so I can't exactly condemn you right now, unless it's someone close to me. I'm just saying, if you have any way of communicating with whoever decides the target's the curse in whatever way, whether you have to talk to the deity, like, themselves, or just, anyone who might be related to what happens in the victims, who goes missing, then spread the good word. Spread the gossip, spill the tea. And I just want you to tell them to choose Sadako's uncle. Please. Everything you've been saying has been terrible. The freak death incidents in Hinamizawa were carried out by the will of the Sonozaki family. That would mean the main culprit would be me, wouldn't it? Not necessarily. I would have chosen to target the curse, given the instructions, killed many people, and gotten rid of others. You're calling me a murderer, Kei-chan. We're calling you a murderer indirectly. But if you did get rid of Satoshi, then oh my god, that's actually fucked up. I didn't say that. Stop putting words in my mouth. Didn't you just listen to me? I don't care whether you're the one behind the murders or not. I just don't. Even if you were the culprit, it doesn't change the fact you're my friend. It doesn't matter at all. The police were chasing you. I'd come to help. I would help you get away. Loyalty at its finest. I'd make you an alibi and even help you escape. Wow, you only known them for a month and you're going this far. That's one thing I probably just didn't grasp in Keiichi's character then. He's that kind of person then. It doesn't make sense though with the whole he was pretty much friendless for summer camp and all that. I think I definitely would have I guess loyalty qualities if I get that close to someone. Debatable to that extent, depends on the crime. It's case by case basis. Just in the future, if anything happens, don't blame me. Oh wow, this is not gonna come out well in the future, is it? If something bad happens, oh god. Forget this happened. Because we're friends and comrades, aren't we? Mion looked surprised for a while. We're comrades? She was dumbfounded. Now you're declaring yourself complicit? Kei-chan, that's pretty bold of you. Come on, don't interrupt me. Sadako's uncle. Choose him for... Stop right there, Kei-chan. I must run dinner soon, so I'd like to leave things at this. Please stop. I need to make dinner and mull it over and said the good word over. Suggestion box and all that. Mion! I then realized my cheeks were wet with tears. They slid down my chin and fell. Drip dropped to the tatami mat. It's like I said at the start. You got a big misunderstanding. Oyashiro-sama's curse is just that. Even if there were people behind those incidents, they don't have anything to do with the Sonozaki family or me either. Right. Understand that. It's just... I was touching to hear such a desperate plea, Kei-chan, but that was all it was. If I wanted to help, I can't. You understand that too, right? Yeah. Let's just see if you consider a good word, and even if you say you're not, then I wouldn't say anything. But now I know how you feel so well, it hurts. If I really were, like you said, the one controlling the three families and choosing the sacrifices every year, I'd probably grant your wish. The conference the mayor Yoshi went to was the one to decide who those sacrifices were, but then just based on the ritual store warehouse lock changing, they decided to extend the victims out to more people. Mion. The reality is different. I'm just Mion Sonozaki. Even if no one was involved in it and it's actually ghost possessions, that actually kind of makes things a bit worse. Because I'm thinking about it, if everything was ghost possessions, that makes it seem like it erodes everyone's psyches to make it seem like it was all their choice and it was all their decision. Even though Lily can tell that it's not exactly how they acted behaviorally before. Especially like this far into the installment is how we're seeing of their, I guess, personalities. Like I guess this many hours in. That's just a scary concept to think about. The reality's different. I'm just Mion Sonozaki. My family may be the subject of all sorts of bad rumors about controlling Hinamizawa from the shadows and all, but we have nothing to do with the freak death incidents. We may have been a little extreme during the dam war, but that's all. We would never do something so insane as to kill people. But aren't your parents part of the Yakuza? Don't say such sad things. Right now, at least. I don't care. Why can't you just be nice and lie to me? What if she is lying, though? Right now? Kei-chan, you're free to believe what you like. If I lied to you now, you'd be convinced Sadako would be free the night after tomorrow, and you'd be able to shed much of your burden. However, reality is harsh. Sadako's uncle will survive beyond that day. How do you know? You make it sound like you know that without a shadow of a doubt. He'll still be alive next week and the week after that, until old age keeled him over. You need to prepare yourself for that. I don't want you coming to me the day after I went to Nagashi and demanding to know why he wasn't killed. Mion. Oh, she's still in the room. I was like, okay, please leave. I'm gonna go out and think about things. Mion stood up slowly and closed the sliding door to keep out the wind that had grown chilly. Was it Mio-san? No. Did she give you all those ideas? She really likes to misunderstand things about Hinamizawa. Well, we can let her have her fun. But I don't really want her influencing you, Kei-chan. The fact that you know her to that extent, I'm suspicious. Jeez. This is why outsiders are no good. Takano-san has nothing to do with it. Who is that? Right. Don't worry. Even though I know she told you about it, Kei-chan, nothing's gonna happen. You should have played dumb and even not ask who's Takano. It's not like Mio-san will be chosen for this year's curse. Wait, what was that? I need to get that in writing. It's not like Mio-san will be chosen for this year's curse. It's in writing. It's in writing. It's in dialogue. Oh my gosh, it's in words. If it does happen, we'll say you're lying again. We have it on video camera. Besides, we don't know for sure if the curse will happen this year. Maybe it was all just a pile of unfortunate coincidences. Well, thanks for listening. I mean, if you aren't connected to the zero deaths at all, then that must have been an uncomfortable conversation then. I'll apologize for it. I see. You'll apologize for it. Mion said she didn't have much time, but she still brought me to the gate. Look, I gotta make my dinner now. She said she had a meeting or something today about Sunday's Nagashi festival, so there would be a lot of people from town council and the festival committee coming. Oh, to hear, okay. Despite her day being so busy, she still listened to what I had to say. If there's a God in heaven, then he probably understands how strongly you feel. Yeah. I'm really sorry for being so weird today. You can pretend like this discussion never happened if you want. Okay. I'll forget about it. Okay. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye. Bye. Make it happen, Mion. I'll give you $1. I had really only spent a short time with Mion. Talking to her made me think. It was clear that what Takano-san had told me, at least, wasn't a complete fabrication. If Mion was really unconnected to the incidences, then she probably wouldn't have listened to me so quietly. She heard me out, until I was done without making any quips, and I wanted to think that was proof. Or she was acting. She is good at acting. I did kind of feel like I was grasping at straws. Of course, thinking back on it, it was a terrible thing to discuss. I mean, I went to my friend's house, called her a serial murderer, indirectly, and then told her to kill Sadako's uncle. He mostly just said, like, she was indirectly tied to a serial murdering incident. Not exactly the serial murderess. It is what it is, though. I was the only one talking that whole time, with little clips of her, she did. Mian quietly listened to everything I had to say like a pastor listening to a confession. She could have gotten angry partway through, told me off, and to go wash my face in miso soup and come back later. Okay, that's a weird ritual then. But she didn't. Was that proof that Mian's family, the Sonozaki, were the masterminds? Or was she just listening because she felt sorry for me going kind of crazy? It could be a combination of the two, combination of one, or none of them. I didn't know which it was, but it was the one effort I could make in the moment. Especially since we're in, like, Keiichi's mindset, we're just experiencing everything from his perspective. Then yeah, like, just how he's telling the story and all that. Plus, several times, like, he fell for, like, some, like, tricks and all that. Then, there's probably some things, like, some tells and all that he didn't notice, which someone to tell him afterwards, which I think, yeah, literally happened every other time, like, the punishment games. Like, he gets tricked several times. That's actually an immediately nice way to show off, I guess, like, maybe a tiny bit unreliable narrator type deal as well, thinking about it more. It's both fun, a nice slice of light distraction to keep a fun times both endear some of the characters, and also thinking about even more, showing off how Keiichi can be tricked just under, like, simple means or simple methods. And some of those are actually really cool to witness. Like, I think one of the few, like, Punisher game things which I liked the trickery amount was just the forward thinkingness that Mion had with him having a fake card behind another one, that one, and the real one was actually another hand, completely, Occam's razor style, like that was actually the card, but she pulled like a big trick just making the other hand, just the complex answer was wrong. It could just be Occam's razor for the entire mystery story, or literally just more complex, or literally it is the simplest answer, but there's small different complex nuances with it, which honestly the game keeps showing out there's complex nuances to everything. It's thematics for a lot of things. But it was the one effort I could make at the moment. It was another form of insurance. Should worse come to worse, and the public agency decide to wait and see. It was completely useless resistance, literally grasping at straws. Sensei said that if she reported to the Child Consultation Center, they had to respond the same day. Oh, now are you now going to go to check on, like, him of the house then? Could they already be in the middle of responding to it now? If Sadako came to school tomorrow morning all energetic, then everything would be just a needless fear. Why couldn't tomorrow come faster? Oh, you're doing the wait and see approach then. Okay, the fact that the section is not ending until the next day, oh boy, something bad is going to happen then. That night was unusually hot and humid. I couldn't get to sleep. I said all that to Sensei. I couldn't possibly decide to wait and see again this year. Sadako. What was it like for her tonight? Had she tasted the end of her nightmare, enjoying a light night of liberation? I actually put my hands together and prayed into my futon. Okay. I don't know if that's worse or not. Good morning, Keiichi-kun. Morning. Thank goodness. I thought you overslept today, too. Your mom said you got on ahead yesterday and then you weren't at school. I was worried that you had gotten heat stroke halfway there. Yeah, I'm very sorry for the worry I caused yesterday. Literally, Keiichi's mom just like, wake up, sleepyhead, and just like not checking on his room again, and just like, oh yeah, no, he's on ahead. He needs breakfast. He just went on ahead though. Hey, good morning. Michan, good morning. What kind of manga did you lend Keiichi? The good kind. Are you right? You look really tired. Oh, right. Wasn't there a big business meeting with all the people in the town council yesterday? Oh yeah, like the festival's happening, I guess, by tomorrow then, right? And this is chapter 8. So unless chapter 9 is gonna be the festival and the next 3 are gonna be the fallout or something like that. Oh god. What a happy, joyous festival day will be. Or well, no matter what what way you think about it, it's gonna be terrible. In some way, in some measure. Maybe happy for some others, but it's gonna be a terrible situation all around. They only called it that. It was more like a party. Oh, I see. Don't tell me you got drunk. Again. We have the festival every year, right? We wouldn't have any annoying meetings at this point. You already had the festival preparations, all that already ready to go. Are you gonna help out with the festival this afternoon then? Yep. I have to do a meet and greet with all sorts of people in Grandma's place. Besides, they already started setting up for the festival. I wonder if we're actually gonna learn more about your grandma then. Especially since she was guaranteed to die, died like in the second installment, based on your hand. And of course, we never heard hide nor hair about her in the first one, in the first place, since we're just learning about the whole curse thing first and foremost. So, Well, since the next installment's gonna be going about Rika as being part of the other third family, it's probably gonna extend to learning more about I guess her family or her side a bit more then, or literally just some thematic tie-in with that. Maybe not a whole focus. I've seen some stories do that where it makes us think like oh, if we want to learn about what's gonna happen, we gotta talk to this person, or maybe if like this character talks to them, they'll understand everything. But then they're literally just there just to go on their own unique story, and the actual real heart of the mystery, whatever it is actually this random person over here, and the other person was just a red herring. Our morning conversation was lighthearted as usual. It looked like Mion had thankfully forgotten about how I barged into her house yesterday with that crazy talk. Forgotten? You make it sound like she willed her brain to forget about it. I don't know if forgetting things is that easy or purposeful. So she's literally just pretending, acting that she's forgotten about it. If you try to bring it up, she would like pretending again, acting. The more I think back on it, I feel like I really said something terrible to her. I was really thoughtless. No one would have been weird if she yelled at me. It was highly possible Takano-san exaggerated her story. To think that her comrade and friend Mion, young leader of the Sonozakis, one of the 3 families effectively controlling Hinamizawa, was pulling the strings behind the serial death incidents was a little unbelievable. At least for net right now, anyway. But yeah, I can't actually believe maybe on some level that Mio maybe exaggerate a tiny bit, especially with her story all about talking about the, I guess, half human, half demon people of Onigafuchi back in the days. Honestly, that was full fun to listen to, but I can definitely imagine this being a tiny bit over exaggerated. Maybe. Keyword there. MAYEB. Shit. BE. But if there was even a 1% chance that it was true, then what I said yesterday to Mion might have been a success. Yes, it was no more than 1 in 100, but that little bit of effort might have brought the chances of saving Sadako up by even a tiny bit. Or just go to every single person in the village and just go hey, please, can we let Sadako's uncle be the target this time? Or just send anonymous letters threatening everyone to choose the uncle this time. Make a little flyer sheet along with everyone else for the festival. Wow, join the Watsunagashi festival by noon tomorrow. Along with a threatening magazine clip out of a lady just saying Sadako's uncle better be dead by the nightfall of the Watsunagashi festival, or you're all doubly cursed. If not, then everyone's fine. Have a nice day. And just big lovey-dovey, just Comic Sans at the end. Hearts. Clip out arts. Hearts. At least I'd made that effort. After yesterday ended, I was sure I'd done everything I possibly could. If there was something else I could do, it was probably just to clap my hands and pray that Sadako's uncle will be killed by the curse. Clap, clap, pray. I hope Sadako makes it today. Me too. Sensei's doing things for her, right? I'm sure it'll be fine. My aunt is a welfare agent in the Hinamizawa district. I gave her a call last night as well. I didn't know your aunt was a welfare officer. Another one to add to the books, then. What happened? Did you tell her about Sadako-chan? Yep. Chi-sensei called the Okinomiya Child Consultation Center right after we talked to her. A child welfare officer apparently visited before the night was over. My aunt said they were going to pay visits at regular intervals from now on. Oh boy. Enough with the dumb little stuff. I want to know what happened to Sadako. Did they get her safe? My aunt wasn't that informed about it. I was supposed to keep this a secret anyway. Her telling me was a big breach of ethics in the first place. Oh my gosh, spreading the gossip around like wildfire. Don't say anything else. Damn, that makes me feel even worse. Let's get to school. Forget that ever happened. I'll keep in the back of my mind, though. I won't forget. Right. Discussing this more would just make us feel worse. Just stop in the middle of tracks, talking about what happened to Sadako, and she's pretending to be happy all can be at the school. It's far quicker to go to school and see if Sadako is safe or not. The three of us nodded and ran off. Was Sadako safe? What measures had the Child Consultation Center taken? I didn't care what. As long as we could go back to her peaceful life with Sadako today, it didn't matter to me. At the shoe racks at the entrance, Reina took a peek in Sadako's shoe cubby. Oh, Sadako's shoes are here! They're here! Kate-chan! Sadako came! Thank goodness! We don't know if anything happened just because she came to school. We can't know anything until we see her face. We tried towards the classroom. I feel like she'll be the one to, maybe, choose everyone out. Or ask slyly about it. Like, if she's learning, physical traps, she's now learning verbal traps. The classroom was lively, as it usually was in the morning. Sadako! Where are you? Meep. She's right here. It's too early in the morning to be so loud. Would you please keep it down a bit? Sadako-chan! Are you okay? All her friends crowded around Sadako excitedly. Just smother her. So, Sadako, how'd it go at your house? That's not a sly way to ask what happened. Who was it that called them? I swear, it was quite a mess, you know. It was a teacher. Oh, that was Keiichi. It was a teacher. You were absent for so long, of course she was worried. Sadako said, I told you I'm fine, under her breath. She was still trying to overcome all the suffering on her own. She's probably also thinking of, like, the whole way I just am, even, like, trying to keep up that, I guess, act as well. I wouldn't even say, I guess it would be technically an act of, like, if it doesn't go bad, then she has to, she also the same way plan in case it doesn't go right anyway. It was a big bother to both me and my uncle. The person just barged on in on us suddenly. Jeez. Everyone was worried about you, Sadako. Don't say it was a bother. Oh, jeez. Anyway, what happened? Nothing happened. My cold got better, so I came back to school, that's all. I can't take too much time off from now on because you'll all be worried about me. What was Sadako saying? What happened to, well, your uncle? Oh, he admitted there were some misunderstandings, and we both apologized. Tug. Rika-chan grabbed the back of my collar and pulled me away. Oh boy, preemptively. What is it, Rika-chan? She suddenly dragged me all the way into the hallway. Rika-chan, what did that mean? Sadako said nothing was happening and chased them away. That idiot! But why? No, somewhere in my mind, I thought it would turn out like this. Sadako didn't ask for anyone's help. She didn't hide behind anyone. She was trying to ride out this pain. She wanted to show Satoshi proof that if he came back to them, she wouldn't need to hide behind him anymore. But Coach said probation officers can bring her to safety in an emergency, even if it's against her wishes. However much Sadako denies the abuse, it's a fact. Chi-sensei finally came. Okay. Her expression was far from cheerful. Yes, you're right, Maebara-kun. The child welfare office determines that it's an emergency. They have the right to immediately take them away to safety, regardless of the affected party's intent. Then why? Why is Sadako's intent being respected so much? It's weird. Why did they put her into safety? Well, after looking into it from many angles, that's what the Okinomiya Child Consultation Center determined. What the hell is that? Sensei, didn't you say it was going to be alright? Did you definitely save her? What's the meaning of this? This doesn't make any sense. Answer me, damn it! Keiichi, this is actually the third time. It happened twice in the past, too. Oh. Oh, actually, okay, I was actually right. It's a cycle. Okay. So, was Sadako the first time someone called, or was it the second? Fruity-san! She tried to stop her, but Rika-chan went on speaking anyway. Why are you trying to silence that? Twice before? I heard they decided to wait and see to reporting it the winter before last, but it happened before then too? Sadako's father, who died, wasn't a real father. Oh, that kind of makes things worse. What? Rika-chan, that's... What? I'm stunned at some revelation. I had no idea what Rika-chan wanted to tell me. It seemed really important, so I couldn't get a word in either. So... Oh god. Wait. Is Sadako and Satoshi actually blood relatives then? Or, like, literally they're just two children adopted from an agency then? Sadako's mother remarried. Oh, okay, never mind. Literally just that. She brought Sadako and Satoshi with her, so they weren't related by blood to their father. Oh. Oh, God! Satoshi was a good kid. One who listened politely to what adults told him. He was immediately welcomed by their new father and was loved. But Sadako was different. She was rebellious. She told lies. She played pranks. Her stepfather didn't like her at all. What? So, what do you mean? Even before she was given to their uncle and his wife, Sadako didn't have a very good relationship with her family. Of course, her stepfather didn't have any malicious intent at the start. At first, he must have worked hard to get his new daughter to accept him. But the young Sadako didn't make any effort at all towards that end. She was distant towards her stepfather, and never opened her heart to him even a little. She just got on his nerves all the time, and seemingly forced lies and pranks. Her father's discipline and punishment must have been loving at first, of course, but that too faded quickly. I don't know, because it wasn't Hinamizawa all the time. Oh, you're an outsider too. But then I learned this on the phone yesterday. What story did you hear, Sensei? That Sadako-chan wanted to trick her parents, especially her stepfather, so she made up a full story, and from the Child Consultation Center herself. Oh. Oh shit. Holy shit. Okay, that seems like that's definitely an important thing to consider then. Because maybe then the consultation center would actually consider to be a Who Cried Wolf situation. Especially the first time when nothing bad was happening. Oh god. She made up a story about hurting herself? Sadako made a fake phone call to try and get rid of the father she hated. Child welfare officers rushed there and heard the story. Her father genuinely apologized for her a few times before when he had gone too far, and agreed to let Child Welfare Center give him coaching. Related agency looked into it quite a bit. They determined that the Sadako-chan, her stepfather's hearts not being quite matched up, was the cause of the incident. They found another problem about that. It was Sadako-chan. Oh. They labeled as a problem child then. Oh. The problem with Sadako? What was it? Sadako's mother. There were a few times where she had lived with de facto husbands, though those relationships didn't result in remarriage. Wait, are you implying what I think you are implying? From a young age, Sadako had been forced to call these 2 or 3 people her father. Remarriage. Wait, like boyfriends? But then... okay. At some point, Sadako's pranks escalated. She would spill food on purpose, turn over her plate, and even throw it. She would break the windows in the neighborhood and shoplift candy. Oh. She put thumbtacks everywhere and set her other traps to seriously hurt people. Not in the way she did now, just to get laughs. She was also fond of telling lies that we found out right away, and people got mad at her every time. But she never, ever changed her behavior. Please don't think Sadako-chan was a problem child. Oh. Sadako-chan was young, was raised in self-defense that she took so these unknown men wouldn't take her mother from her. Oh, to them. I was thinking, like, how young would she be if, like, her mom was, like, dating several times then. But, like, now I'm just wondering if, honestly, the child consultation center would label her as a problem child either way. In regards to Sadako's problematic behavior, child psychology experts from public institutions indicated her actions were to draw her mother's attention to herself. They acknowledged that she had a form of harmful emotional trauma, and declared that she needed counseling and therapy from professionals. They didn't know whether that therapy had healed the wounds in her heart or not. Sadako-chan purposely hurt herself, and told them that she was being abused by her stepfather, trying to chase him out. But, in the end, her stepfather did abuse her, right? No. All the abuse had been made up by Sadako-chan. Yeah, I already get that sense. Oh boy. Her stepfather, of course, may have scolded her in a somewhat emotional way. Nothing out of the ordinary. Sadako had lied to chase away her stepfather, and they saw through her right away, and found out that Sadako had issues. Oh, could it be that's why the winter before last they decided to wait and see? Yes. The center had all their past records, so they needed to act carefully, in case Sadako was lying. What the hell? So what? Sadako might be telling a lie, so they needed to be careful. So, how does that mean they just end up waiting and seeing? It was the girl who cried wolf. Yeah. That fable about telling a lie once, making others unwilling to believe you later. That's bullshit! The past has nothing to do with this, does it? Only what's really happening right now is important. Like, again, just from, like, what we know, tips section, all that, the uncle and aunt are crafty. Sadako's being abused by her uncle. Why is something that happened in the past getting in the way of helping her now? Neither Sensei nor Rika-chan have anything to say to that. It's also the whole fact of, they're technically, put this whole, Hinamizawa, like, analogy back into it. They're technically outsiders trying to understand what's happening inside. Same way that, technically we're with, like, I guess, in Keiichi's head. We're technically outsiders trying to figure out, like, trying to, like, see what's exactly happening. That is actually an astute analogy here. Anyway, yesterday, a probation officer visited to carefully determine what was going on. And Sadako dealt with them, put on the best, strongest smile she could manage, and denied the abuse. Of course, she was probably being threatened to keep quiet about it by her uncle. Sadako was trying to outlast everything without asking for help. Oh, and if everyone actually, like, knew that fact before Keiichi did, oh, no wonder people, like, everyone thinks that, actually. It all makes sense now. Like, she was heavily flawed, like, early on, but now, she feels like she had people protecting her, and now, since she has no one, she feels like she needs to put on that herself. Oh, boy. Sadako wanted to wait for Satoshi to come back home. I don't even know if that's what she wants, like, she's actually doing. She just feels like this is her own atonement. Oh, boy. And she outright denied the truth of the abuse. What an idiot. What? You're not really enduring it. Do you really think pretending like this will actually bring Satoshi back? Just stop it already. Satoshi, he abandoned you. That's a lie. The fact that he hasn't shown up to save you now is proof, isn't it? So, just stop it. Please stop being weird and pretending to endure it. Forget everything we just said. Understand? If you tell anyone else, your teacher will be very mad with you. Chi-sensei gave me a warning, then left to go back to the teacher's lounge. Keiichi, please don't think Sadako's pathetic, pitiful girl. She's living life. I know that! She's her irreplaceable friend! Sadako is still trying her best. Let's watch over her a little longer. The person for the consultation center said they visit periodically from now on. If something terrible happens, they'll help her right away. Yeah, but only after it happens. Any more than that would have sounded like I was picking a fight, so I friendly swallowed my next words and went back to the classroom. Mion and Reino were talking to Sadako like they always did. It was a silly conversation. A humorous, even fun one, like it was any other old day. If Sadako really said she could still endure it, then maybe I should do as Rika-chan said and watch over her. Maybe whatever help I offer would just go unwanted. Okay, that was a section ending. Okay. That does, like, give more context to what's happening then. And multiple fronts on both sides, on Sadako's and the, I guess, the child welfare side. Oh boy. Okay, why don't we all have lunch? I don't want to. I'll eat my own lunch. Meep. It's been a while since it's all been 5 of us. This really is how it has to be. Here, here. You have ears? Come on, you too, Kei-chan. Bring your desk over. Sadako brought her own desk over as well, grinning broadly. Even knowing nothing had been resolved, this exchange was pleasant. Made me remember how fun it used to be. It used to be. Oh no, you're gonna keep bringing it up. Oh boy. I can't have Rika making bento for me forever. I don't mind. I have fun making your bento. Rika-chan's such a good girl. Having such a good friend must be so reassuring. I put the big steak in mine. Steak again! Yes! Steak is good. Steak is good. The burned one is Sadako. The burned one is Sadako's. Look, no. I haven't had burnt steak before, but burnt bacon is still really good. Burnt bacon is really good. Still. Ugh. Maybe I should give burnt steak a try. So if it was just Sadako, it'd be so sad. So very sad. Pa, Hoshi. I take it back. Well, look, people are nuanced. Okay, stop. She's Rika-chan after all. Yes, nuanced. Hey, come on, look! I got omelet rice today. Mushrooms and stuff are delicious, delicious. Aww. I'm not a big fan of eggs. I say it every time, but your craftsmanship is splendid. You could become a wife whenever and not have a problem. A wife? Oh, a wife. Eating a wife. Okay. That's 2 words I don't want to hear in the same sentence. Aww. Using the word wife is totally forbidden on Reina. Please don't say it again. Don't think about what I've done a little. No. By the way, what's in your lunch, Mion? It looks different again today. We're all waiting in anticipation. Oh, the box is different? Man, do you design each box to look completely different each day? Okay. That's some, overkill. It's a rich assortment of side dishes left over from what my uncle brought last night. The stew looks really great, huh? The color of the radishes, too. Really good, right? Wow, it looks delicious. Stew tastes best when it's left overnight. This looks like it would be really good. And so there'll be none left for Sadako. I'll eat it all and tell you what I think, so just be quiet and watch. What was that? Hand her my portion too, you. Point. Elbow punch, headbutt. I'll use my knees too, hurrah. Or ya. Or ya. Okay. Oh! At close range like this, my advantage is unwavering. Keiichi-san. The daikon in your portion tastes really good. Damn it, coming right for me from the start and using a combo attack. I thought it was a chopstick for a second. I was like, that's deadly. How humiliating. This little exchange. How long had it been? It looks like they ended up going with the wait-and-see approach, but maybe Uncle realized he'd gone a little too far and would dial it back now. For now. If her treatment improved a little, would that be a good thing? For now, but in the long run? I don't know. Sadako was grinning wider than I ever seen as she chomped down her mouthful of daikon she pointed from me. Did it really taste that good? I had no idea what daikon is. Is it actually cauliflower again? No, I just for laughs. What is daikon? What is daikon? It's gonna be so hilarious. It's actually like cauliflower broccoli again. Nope, I put an L in there. Daikon. It's radish. The very first image that popped up made me think, oh my gosh, it actually is broccoli. I was gonna laugh. Oh god. Okay. Wow, look at that line with this combination of image. Okay. Okay. Sadako was somewhat cute like that. And just like I've done many times, I grabbed her head and started petting it. Oh. Okay. Catch. Smack. Flip-flop. Clatter-clatter. Huh? Sadako-chan? It was so sudden that for a moment I didn't know what had happened. Oh god! Oh no. I just realized now. If my theory was right about the very first few lines of the very first installment, does that mean the whole thing that, oh god, that, oh god, Lily just now had, like, giving, like, patting her in the head is now being, like, Pavlovian conditioning to something worse happening? I have to consider that now because how, like, that one tip ended. Oh god. Oh god. And based on that, based on how, oh god, how she looked then for it, oh god. It was so sudden that for a moment, I didn't know what had happened. The back of my hand was stinging. I went to pet Sadako's head, and then she hit my hand? What's wrong, Sadako? Sadako was scratching her head, as though a pimple or something had appeared on it and became itchy. It's so sudden, and so unprovoked that I didn't understand what had happened. What's wrong, Sadako? At some point, her body had been covered in a thin layer of sweat. Her breathing had turned ragged. Oh god, I guessed right! Oh god! When I pet her head, did she not like it? Was that what it meant? Hey, did you dislike being petted? Once again, slowly, I held the palm of my hand and brought it close to Sadako's head. Why immediately try doing that again? The instant the palm of my hand touched her head, the shock like static electricity, and Sadako began to howl. Oh god. Holy shit. She grabbed my arm in both hands, and as if flinging up a snake trying to cling to her, is trying to throw away something dirty, she threw it violently. It happened too suddenly for me to react. I hit the desk behind me, and both it and I fell to the floor. Oh god. The classroom fell deathly silent. As Sadako bellowed, it sounded like she was in the throes of death, and she unsteadily backed away. Then she threw up the food she'd just eaten. She vomited it all back up. Ugh. The sound of Sadako's vomit hitting the floor rang through the classroom. Are you okay, Sadako? You seem sick. Oh, God. I reached out a hand, and she swatted away with all her might. At this point, you're kind of making it a bit worse, Keiichi. Dial it back. With such extreme strength that I fell to the floor again. Sadako put both hands in her head as though protecting it, groaned some more, and took a few steps back. And then, she began swinging both hands around. Students in nearby seats were forced to evacuate. She grabbed anything within reach. Bento boxes, chairs, threw them, tossed them, and flung them about. Wait, stop it, Sadako! What's wrong with you? She screamed out as if Mion's words had caused her physical pain. No one spoke a word to her. All the students were withdrawing behind us, leaving Sadako alone in the corner of the classroom. Around her, there were desks and chairs all over the floor. Bento lay scattered. It was terrible. All I could hear was Sadako's ragged breaths and the voice of the cicadas. I'm sorry. The strings of tension loosened around Sadako. And maybe she suddenly grew scared of her own actions, because she started trembling and gave a word of apology. But nobody knew just who the apology was directed towards. So for now, I decided to answer as everyone's representative. No, it's fine. Are you alright? I'm sorry, I'm so sorry, I'm sorry. Our words didn't match each other at all. Sadako hugged her shoulders, and back she went. Bang. She ran to the locker with the cleaning supplies in it. Even that made her give a little yelp. The impact caused the bucket top of the locker to fall, making a loud sound. That scared Sadako most of all. She almost jumped out of her skin, grabbing a bunch of the curtain in her hands. Nobody spoke to her. They could only look, not even remembering to blink. It wasn't me, I'm sorry. Sadako, what on earth? I stood up, took a step away from everyone, and approached Sadako. I can only imagine how more horrible this sounds when it's actually voice acted. What happened? I said, I don't know. You're wrong, please stop, please forgive me. Just calm down. Sadako, do you know who I am? No more, I hate this. Every time I took a step forward, she grasped the curtains more tightly and cried out. Sadako, it's me. It's Keiichi. Don't you recognize me? I would never, ever hurt you. Oh, boy. Oh, God. Come on, calm down. It's all right. I'm your friend. Help me. I don't want to be scared. It feels bad. No, I don't. God. Suddenly the shoulders were grabbed and I was dragged backward. Okay, someone else actually take control of the situation. It was Reina. Sorry, Keiichi-kun. You get a little farther back. To pull me back, she ran towards Sadako in my place. It's okay, Sadako-chan. There's nothing to be scared of. Please, don't worry. No more of that. Nini! Help me, Nini! Oh, God. She gripped the curtains and kept calling for Nini. She came to wail about being forgiven for something, and to be saved from something. What is this? Ugh. Mia gnashed her teeth and groaned, and there were tears falling from her firmly closed eyes. What the hell? What is this? Didn't this all come to an end yesterday? Were we supposed to go back to our old lives? Oh god, even if like things went according to plan, oh, it was not going to turn out well either way. Mion, Mion, why are you blaming her for this? It was a crazy sound. Rain had taken the cleaning supply locker and kicked it down to the ground. Everyone was surprised at Raina's unexpected act of brutality. After that, Raina embraced the bawling Sadako from behind, started crying with her, stifled. Raina, what's wrong? Sorry. Keiichi-kun, be quiet for a minute. What is it now? Just do it. What happened? What did Sadako tell you? What did you hear? Shut the hell up! I told you to shut your mouth, asshole! Raina's raw, hostile emotion hit me like a brick. It was no more than a momentary howl of emotion for Raina, but it was more than that for me. Oh, she had shown me what was behind all that emotion, what was in her heart. Yeah. Sadako-chan, no more, no more. Forgive us, we couldn't do anything for you. Forgive us. Oh boy. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Forgive us for being unable to do anything. Whoa. Raina's words made me feel as though the blood vessels in the back of my head were suddenly all turning to ash. My vision grew distant, blurred with gray, and the world lost its color. I thought we could save Sadako, but though I knew it'd be the sooner the better, I thought there was no time limit for doing that. Never even dreamed that we could be too late. I'd been making a huge mistake. I thought Sadako could be hurt, but never that she'd break. It was such a huge mistake. People, they break. Thinking they don't is absolutely absurd. We need to save Sadako. We need to save her before she broke. That fatal lapse in awareness had brought this on. Whose fault was it? There's no clear answer to that besides one person. That went without saying. Mine. No. Ours. No, the person who's causing this whole thing to happen, this whole situation. We all took on the duty of saving Sadako, but we were negligent to the point of laziness. In that sense, this is the inevitable result. Even if this didn't happen today, it happened tomorrow, the day after, or next week, we would have just sat around doing nothing until that day. So this was the obvious result. I slumped, down to my knees. Just as Mion, Rika-chan had done. I too closed my eyes tight. I couldn't stop myself from sobbing. What is all the noise about? We have a situation. Wait, what's happened? The teacher came, her face screwed up, a terrible spectacle before her. The instant she realized the teacher was here, Sadako went through another complete change. She wiped her face with the curtains, and, like nothing happened, smiled. Hojo-san? What on earth is going on here? Oh! I got into a little squabble with Reina-san is all. We went a little crazy over our lunches. Right? Reina did nod in reply, but then, since Sadako wished it, she nodded without strength. The rest of the class couldn't keep up with her extreme changes. We all just stared in a daze. It was just a little horseplay. I scared everyone out of their wits. Sadako would probably sweep the whole thing under the rug. For what? Her heart is torn to pieces, so what? What else? You wanted your Nini to help, didn't you? Unfortunately for you, Hitoshi doesn't ever intend on coming back. It's never that easy. He won't just conveniently show up and save you. So you don't have to wait for him anymore. You can cry, you can beg for help, and you can't run away. We can't do anything, Mion suddenly said. She spoke then, those few words that tormented me countless times. Those words were like a spell, and when I heard them, my whole body suddenly regained its calm. My emotions all slipped away like they had never been there, like a wave departing. Oh god. What the fuck? And then the world's color flipped inside out. My field of view expanded. My head grew remarkably cold. I felt my mind's volume had grown even wider than the classroom we were in. Time, my soul was doubtlessly no longer in the small, petty vessel of my head, but floating in the air a little bit above it. Why this music? It was a mysterious feeling of release. Astral projection? I broke free of the cramped confines of my skull, and stretched out my roots, in all directions as far as I wanted to. It was a strange feeling, and one I never felt ever before. An odd sense of exhilaration. My sharpened senses caused me to transcend. Okay. My mind was sharper than a knife's edge. I immediately decided that spending the time to let myself be crushed with grief would be an absolute waste. I erased all the garbage information from my brain. I expelled the pointless emotions presenting obstacles to action. Mion, you curse it all you want. Curse our powerlessness as much as you want. Huh? If I could have taken back what happened by crying about it, I'd have cried all day. The fact was, this is how things had turned out. I couldn't take back what had happened. The top priority, then, would be to prevent the situation from worsening further and to sever the chains of misfortune. Until today, I've been looking at things so narrow-mindedly I could scarcely believe it. To save Sadako. The only thing to do was to save Sadako. That's the only thing I thought about. I didn't allow myself to realize the most basic, direct, and certain way of removing the source of Sadako's unhappiness. No, actually, I realized it yesterday. But as for the means, I relied on some stupid curse from some dumb deity. Never considered carrying the task out myself. Okay! I would obliterate Sadako's uncle. Okay! With cheerful music, okay then. There are plenty of ways to do it. This was a task that held infinite methods. Ironically, the method of saving Sadako required mostly money. The method of killing that man pretty much took no money at all. I could kill him with the least amount of investment. Okay. The least amount of money suited him. It's only the weight of his life. I kept eliminating needless, worthless information from my head, replenishing it with only the knowledge I need to achieve my goal. I used every cell in my brain to think about how I kill him. The way I killed him didn't matter. I would allow any method, from whatever time and whatever country, as long as it ended in a quick and certain death. If I were to have an additional condition, it would be not to get caught. Removing him was an act designed to return the peaceful times we had with Sadako. If I was arrested in exchange for the removal, we might as well have killed each other. With only him gone, we'd go back to our normal lives. That was my supreme objective. Holy shit. My ultimate goal. Kill him. Definitely. But definitely don't leave evidence either. Okay. She'll turn them at odds with one another. The condition of not leaving a trace back to me automatically narrowed the number of murder methods. No witnesses was an absolute must. How are you gonna do, like, with Sadako bring this up then? Even if, like, oh boy. Fortunately, given the right time in Hinamizawa, there would be nobody around. I mentally reconstructed the land around Sadako's house. Oh my god, you're actually so considering it. Oh god. The number of pedestrians, different at different times. The movement algorithm of the neighbors. Oh boy. Will I lure him out, or charge at him? What would my weapon be? When and where would I carry this out? Where? It needed to be somewhere I wouldn't leave a trace. When? It needed to be as soon as possible, for Sadako's safety, without wasting even a millisecond. It's absurd, completely absurd. When I thought about it this way, it struck me how easy the act of killing was. Yeah, kind of. If I could leave evidence, if I was just gonna kill him, anyone could easily turn into a murderer. but our reason prevented that. And, I guess, humanity and, laws and that stuff. Oh boy, but, if you have nothing left to lose, you have nothing left to lose. It told us doing so would get us arrested for sure. In the end, being arrested by the police was the final thing preventing people from committing homicide. Oh boy. Absurd. Okay. If you went all the way out into the very middle of the ocean, you wouldn't leave any trace at all. Anyone would drop those they hate into the depths. They knew that. It was all too easy to simply remove him. I could leave class right now, grab a metal baseball bat or something from the schoolyard, go to his house, and attack him. Okay. Estimated time will be 25 minutes. If I wanted us to kill each other, it wouldn't even be minutes. I could do it in 1,500 seconds. I knew just how much his continued existence depended on me. He was nothing. I could expel him from this world within just 1,500 seconds after making up my mind. If I want to decide what to do, he only had 1,500 seconds. Actually, if I ran full speed to his house now, the number would go down even further. But he was alive. He was still part of this world at the very moment, having torn Sadako's body and mind to shreds. Why? Because I was letting him live. I was permitting him to live, so he was alive. If I rescinded that permission, he'd be evacuating this mortal coil within 1,500 seconds. You think I'd let you live to breathe even 1,500 seconds more worth of air? I'm taking that permission back. Right here. Right now. You better thank me for letting you live until today. However, I actually need more than 1,500 seconds, huh? I'm not just gonna end you. Getting back our old lives is far more important here. It's only you will be cleanly cutting out of this world. They won't find a culprit. I'll forget that I dirtied my hands in the likes of you as naturally to brush my teeth before bed. Okay. So to do that, I'll make a special exception for you and give you more than 1,500 seconds. I'll give you special permission to keep on living as you have until I can construct the perfect plan for your murder. Wait, Keiichi. You can't let the time go to waste. Yeah, I know. Okay, we're actually doing this. Okay, or Keiichi's that involved unless someone notices this all happening and one just rushing through his head all at once. Oh god. It's not like his friends haven't started picking this up already. This is a whole lot of stuff just to think about. There's a lot to dump on. Oh god. Holy shit. I'll kill him quickly. I'll remove him with certainty. I won't even waste much time to perfect this plan. Think back. Tomorrow's Wanton Nagashi, isn't it? Last year, on the night of Wanton Nagashi, her aunt died. Her head was busted open by some deviant. Their brains splattered everywhere. Oh, you're literally... Oh, God, you're following exactly what happened with her aunt. Oh. You're literally... You're gonna... Instead of paralleling what happens to Toshi, those other routes, you're literally paralleling the person who started that incident of last year's thing. Oh, God. Oh, God. Her head was busted open by some deviant. Her brain splattered everywhere. That's it. He's someone who deserves to be given death the night of Wanton Nagashi. Hey, are you Shiro-sama? You call yourself a guardian, but you didn't protect Sadako. Cursing Sadako's family for the damn stuff is your own business, but now you made Sadako unhappy when she didn't have anything to do with it. I, Keiichi Maebara, hereby denounce you, the garden deity of Hinamizawa, a failure. Oh boy, we don't need you. Go back to the deepest, darkest part of your shrine this year. Besides, if you had just cursed and killed both her aunt and uncle last year, none of this would have ever happened. The curse this year, it's not on you. I'll be the one deciding. It won't be the three families controlling the serial deaths behind the scenes. No, not some vague people who I can't tell if they're buffoons or not. This time, I'll be the one to deliver divine judgment. So don't get in my way. Just watch. Stay quiet and watch. I'll obliterate him. I'll wipe him off the face of the earth. I will stomp out his very existence. Go away. Disappear. And die. I'll tear your heart apart just like you did to Sadako. I'll have your blood as payment. Okay. You know, it's one thing if I'm like it's not. I wouldn't say it's actually. To me, I don't think it's bad like wishing someone was dead. I think it's another thing entirely if I'm carrying it out yourself. Okay. Because I'm oh god, trying to thinking about it now. Like I'm depending on like if things don't. Oh god, there's a lot of things that can go wrong even outside of this. Where I'm like just thinking about in Sadako's case, I'm like so much death is happening in her own family. Even if in some way that I'm she actually hated the other person, it can honestly still pile on to that trauma in another way. Again. And again, there's no easy way out of this. There's just no easy way out of this. Oh god. There's no easy way out. Even everything thinking about this. Keiichi-kun, are you alright? Oh god. Reina, Mion, and Riku-chan were looking after me. Had I fallen to the floor? Oh god. Did you faint? You surprised us, you suddenly fell down. Oh god, you did. Were you having a nightmare? You were moaning. Shut it. Quit squeaking me like that. Oh god. My friends gave a start and backed away. What? Ran and the others. They exchanged glances, unsure what to say, and stood confused for a few moments. I think they're noticing there's a personality change now. What? You know, that thought was in my head, but I'm, okay. What? Was that your voice, Keiichi-kun? Of course it was. She gulped firmly and opened her mouth. For a second, Keiichi-kun, your eyes were really scary. My eyes? Probably just a trick of the light. Don't waste my time. I'm not mistaken. Never seen those kinds of eyes before. What are these guys talking about? They all been too scared of me lately. Oh god. This is literally just making a murderer. You are Keiichi Maebara-kun, right? I was thinking that. Was my, like, if they actually are going down the whole, I guess, demon possession thing, they're doing conspicuously a. They're trying to, like, put that hint in again. Oh god. What was Reina saying? Who else do I look like except Keiichi Maebara? Look at Gaber seemed to speak quite eloquently to those irritated thoughts. She understood, and quickly apologized. So now, literally, this is the third chapter, and now we're seeing it from the other perspective on their own words. It's not just Keiichi's own narration, whether it's unreliable or not. That are just, oh god, he's just so resolute about this that he's a different person now entirely. It's mostly that, though. I'm sorry. Don't worry about it. Hmm. Maybe each chapter is actually focusing on how each individual person of focus actually breaks, whether like it reveals or not. Achievement unlocked 1,500 seconds. We don't really know what caused Reina to break in the first installment, or what caused Mion to break in the second installment, because those exact reasonings, like we see, like of what could have maybe break them in those first two, are not have seemingly been addressed in like the next installment, but like nothing has changed with them. And oh god, Keiichi actually, whether he's possessed or literally just he was just so grief stricken and all that, or it just the realization just hit him, and this is actually his own choice. Oh god, he's actually completely fucking serious. Oh god. Oh god. Okay. Emergency. June 18th, 1983. Abuse issues regarding Sadako Hojo. Urgent. We propose that Sadako Hojo must be taken into immediate custody based on the items below. 1. Family situation. Life with adoptive father who recently returned to Hinamizawa has already turned disastrous, and she is currently subject to unendurable physical and mental abuse from the father. 2. Child Consultation Center's response. A child probation officer was dispatched yesterday on the 17th from the Prefecture Welfare Office, but because of the 77 case, changed to continued coaching and cautionary action. Unfortunately, a consultation office head does not properly understand the situation. 3. Status of concerned child. Child already appears to be suffering from an outbreak of something close to neurosis or manic depression. If her unstable, pubescent mind is negatively stimulated by stress, it will put her development of a healthy body and mind at risk. This cannot be allowed to continue from a humane standpoint. 4. Allegations made to the family court. We propose, based on the above items, that Sadako Hojo should immediately be taken to protective custody. She should be secured temporarily under emergency allegations to the family court under Article 28. We request emergency coordination between all related agencies. Oh god. If Keiichi is that committed, oh god, he kills the uncle, oh god. This is gonna be dramatic irony. Oh god. D23 number 44. Children with special needs, General, D23, number 44. Blank 1977. Child name, Sadako Hojo, blank years old. Residence, blank, Hinamizawa Village, Shichibone. 1. Consultation circumstances. Telephone SOS from child of child abuse. 2. Abuse situation. Child claims she is being physically abused by her adoptive father. 3. Family structure. Dot marks abusers. Dot. Adoptive father, real mother, older brother, child in question. Note. Adoptive father and real mother entered family registry in 19 blank. The child is the daughter of the mother's previous husband. Oh, this is their report from the first time she made the fake call. 4. Child Consultation Center's response. The day of the child's telephone consultation, the center called the child's school and asked for her situation. On that day, the child welfare officer on duty visited the child's house and conducted an interview. The adoptive father sincerely listened to this instruction and agreed to take child-raising workshops in the city from now on. As part of the suggested coaching, the center will continue to observe the situation. 5. Other notes. As a result of numerous counseling sessions at the city's education consultation office regarding the child, we learned that there was a high possibility the cause of the child's excessive distrust towards her adoptive father figure was a result of a lack of communication. The abuse she claimed hadn't actually taken place. She had made a false report to distance herself from her adoptive father. Below was a note written in pencil by the person on duty at the time. The problem appeared to be more with the daughter. Chief Investigator F of the city's education consultation office said that most of her stories of abuse were likely fabrications. They decided to shift the focus of their coaching to the child. Be cautious not to take everything the child says as truth. Oh boy. Oh god. Okay, no. Okay, this is literally going really fucking dark. Holy shit. I definitely wasn't expecting this when starting this whole, just let's play for this entire, series. Oh god. It's very morbidly interesting, I'll say that much, but also... Holy shit. So either just from this note, urgency, like they're literally gonna grab Sadako and put her in custody, especially if they catch wind of like the incident happened at the school, like that the teacher like notices that something's wrong and picked it up. And Keiichi, oh god, if he's that resolute, even if he hears that Sadako was being placed into custody or whether like, will he still go through with it? Oh god. Plus, he's a kid, and if he tries to attack an adult, that's not gonna go well. He's not strong enough for all that, unless he, like... I guess takes by surprise, but even then, like, they're stronger. Yanko's most definitely stronger, even with that whole element of surprise and all that. Even if unless Keiichi did something like somehow like stole a gun or something so quick and all that, it's not gonna end well. Oh god, something bad's gonna happen to him. Oh god. Oh god. The whole thing with Sadako just screaming and crying, like, oh boy. Oh god. That tip wasn't just insinuating that's actually what's happening. It's dark, but I think the subject matter was tastefully done, at least so far right now. Like, I'm not showing what actually is happening. Like, thank God for that. Like, that'd be tasteless on multiple facets. All that. But just implying it, especially with that, like, just showing, like, literally just an article report with her over top of it. Like, that? Oh, God, that just sends goosebumps. Something tells me this is literally just the darkest chapter, and I can definitely see why people immediately took interest in the games immediately after this came out. Most likely if word of mouth went around. Holy shit. Holy shit. And actually thinking about it, even that weird music change choice is almost almost fitting, thinking about it, of like that weird sudden switch from resolute and upbeat for something that's so macabre that Keiichi was now actually considering all to the very end. But thinking about it another way, it's just gonna continue the cycle over and over. Oh god. Oh boy. It's hard to keep this upbeat in some way, but like, after all that, with bombshell after bombshell, and Keiichi already having like slowly increasing his own stance about something must be done. We can't wait and see. We can't wait and see and all that. Even learning about what happened then, it just makes things like considering the situation even worse. But unless he knows it's actually happening in the consultation center side with that note, I think things are immediately going to turn worse. Unless the center actually takes hold of her, like, before the festival happens, then I think he's actually going to fall through on the curse and actually take on another mantle and be that person. And now there's a third person joining with the curse. Whether it's a coincidence or not. Like, oh god. Now just thinking how, like, now just thinking how, like, dark and, like, more very realistic, it almost seems like it feels almost like an insult if it's all just supernatural, but also just makes it even more completely heartbreaking if some part of it is into it. But oh god, it's not good either way. Okay, I'm just rambling right now. I'm just trying to let out a bit of steam before I'm getting T1 and just go through this. Oh boy, so I guess I'll just leave this off here and just hopefully just see if everything, like, it's not gonna turn out well next time, but I guess just see how this continues on from here. Oh god.